I'm Paolo Vado Far here with Magdalena Boulet before the 2016 North Face 50-mile championships. How are you, Magda?
I'm doing great. Hi, Brian.
Can you believe it's already another North Face championship race?
Nope, we were just here last year.
We were.
Right, same spot.
You come back to this more or less every year. Does this sort of feel like not only physically home, but is it kind of like your home race?
It is. It's the backyard, right? Just right across the bridge. It's really hard to pass up on this race.
And it's kind of where you started out in ultra running as well.
Right. That was my kind of first big race.
And it still holds a special spot for you?
Absolutely. I think just Marin Headlands in general, just running through that area, can't get enough of it.
Do you get over there much in training?
I try to, probably not as much as I would like to, but I make every effort to get out and spend some time on this trail. It's one of my favorite places to run.
Earlier this year, you went over to the Alps again. You ran CCC last year, and this year you ran UTMB. How was that experience?
It was really overwhelming.
Yeah? How so?
Well, I think that race is just, it's such a big race. It's so much bigger than you. And it's just from the time you land, you can put your, feet on the grounds of Chamonix. You can just feel that excitement, that energy, and that stays with you till, you get back on a plane. It's just, it takes over, and people live it there. They live for that race, and from organizers, from spectators, from locals to all the people that show up for that race. And it's a big deal. It's a big race. Always very competitive, and the mountains they're just so big. They're so much bigger than anything that I've seen before. So
how did you fare on those really big mountains?
I mean, I really enjoyed all the climbs. I think that there were some spots on the course, especially at night, that I had some challenges moving rocks at night. Moving rocks, kind of. It felt like I was not even on a trail. So a great learning lesson for me. Definitely took a lot from that race, and gave me a bucket list to things to work on in the future. But I had a great time. I took a very conservative approach to that race. I didn't want to get ahead of myself, and despite really crazy weather at the end, I felt like I was moving really good in the last part of the race, which is really encouraging. So I think that I really felt like the race was a good challenge, and I have some things to work on. I would like to go back and prove myself again.
So a positive experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I walked away very satisfied with with how I performed.
Now, it's roughly the same distance as you run before at Western States, but it's another whole nother level in terms of impact on your body from all of those mountains and time on your feet. How did you fare recovery-wise?
Right. I think that I was really surprised. Not only it was 28 hours for me, right? So my previous race was 19 hours. So it was additional, 9 hours of just being on my feet. But I felt really good at the end. I was pleasantly surprised that I was still awake and moving, and then recovery actually went really physically. I recovered pretty quickly. My body did not feel as beat up as I thought I would be. Emotionally, I needed to take a little bit of downtime after that race, and I really needed to give myself that time off to step away from big training sessions and spending a lot of time on my feet.
When did you get back to it?
Well, kind of rule of thumb for me is take 2 weeks off completely, and and I did that.
And when you say completely,
Yeah.
obviously not running. Are
Not
you doing
running.
cycling? Are you getting out and walking on purpose? What does your recovery look like?
Right. No, actually, I like 2 weeks of just, like no workouts, and definitely no running. But if I do get on a bike, it's kind of to, take my cruise bike and go and sit at a coffee shop as transportation, but not really as a workout.
Yeah, it's not a recovery session. You're just getting on your bike to do
Get
something.
move, yeah. And I do like to incorporate, just more walking or light hiking. But again, just for the purpose of just being outside, but not really any workouts.
Yeah.
So really kind of disconnect from, from having a routine where I'm committed to, to a workout session.
And then after those first 2 weeks off,
Mhm.
how did you work back this time into your training?
Right. So I think I ran a road marathon.
Just jump right back in.
Yeah, as a long run. Again, I give myself 2 weeks to kind of get back to establishing a routine.
Mhm.
After you take 2 weeks off, it starts to feel a little bit comfortable. Like, well, this is actually not that bad. Taking time off, but I incorporate just easy running, and I think that I did do a Half Moon Bay marathon, which is half trail, half like 3 weeks later, but as a easy long run.
And you still find yourself able to do that in the marathon world, where
Right.
you really had applied yourself for quite some time. You can just go have fun.
Yeah, I can go and have fun. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And then you get a phone call a little while later about another race.
And then I got a phone call from Ann Trayson, and she said, "You better be at my race." So Overlook 50K was on my calendar, and then I did a rim to rim to rim to rim, right? Rim to rim to rim.
Yeah. Maybe not another one.
No, I think just 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was a big day. So that 50K Overlook. We got rained on. It was a lot of fun. It was muddy. It was a good long run, and just a fun race. And it's great to be on those trails in the fall because they're literally alive. They're wet. The dirt is nice and moist. It's fun to run. It's very different than running in June.
Yeah.
When you run Western States where it's dry and really packed and, you almost like snap, off the ground. So very different experience, and I had a lot of fun.
And then so you had rim to rim to rim. Was that the first time you would run that?
So that was the first time in the Grand Canyon for me.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
Just a fun adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it with a couple of friends, and yeah, we had a great time. It was a big day coming. So that was in October, middle of October maybe, or first week in October. So not that far removed from UTMB, but to run 46, 47 miles that day, that was a big long run.
So you've had a bunch of pretty long runs since UTMB.
Yeah, I mean a marathon and a 50K, and yeah.
I mean, it's not
correct.
You haven't taken off since then.
Right.
Yeah. You also went on a nice little adventure down to Utah.
Yes, that was last weekend.
You do some adventuring other than running.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be surrounded by great people that introduce me to to different things in life, and more than anything, just taking me outside of my comfort zone.
Did I see pictures of you rappelling?
We did some flat canyons, and this is a dear friend of mine, Bryce Dutcher, who owns Ultraspire, and out of St. George, and a friend for 20 years now. And this was not my first time doing that adventure with him and his family, and but I got to take my son to do this, which for an 11-year-old to rappel 100 feet down, it puts a little bit of fear in your soul. And it was great. It was great to see him overcome that and gain some confidence. And yeah, It's pretty incredible. You guys are really lucky in Utah.
It's a good state.
It's a good state. Yeah.
But this weekend, will your son be out on the course at
Yeah.
North Face?
You know, my husband is. If you ever want to hire a crew person, he's the guy for you.
Oh yeah.
He just shows up at random places, comes out of the bushes here and there. You know, I'll see him on a trail just somewhere further away. Maybe it's not very close, but he knows how to get around. So they make a good team.
You have strong confidence in that.
They all seem more than I should.
Nice. Well, best of luck out there and enjoy this weekend, Magda.
Thank you.